We know that the Roman authority over the people of Israel, the surviving Hebrew Israelites, and even the Hebrew-speaking Jews and Yehudahites in that time of Christ, or the Mashiach, were many times persecuted under the Roman Empire, allowing the majority of Israelites and the majority of Jews, that meaning true Hebrew related Jews or so-called Jews at the same time, that had the authority and connection with the Roman authority of ancient Rome in that time over the land of Israel in that melting pot during the time of Christ. But yeah, in other words, they had the authority to go up to a Jew or even an original Hebrew Israelite, depending on what portion of Israel, and literally strike them on the cheek, smack them across the face, and take their tunic, take their cloak. In other words, if a cruel, unjust Roman soldier was kind of taking advantage of his authority, kind of like a lot of crooked police officers today, and a lot of crooked cops out there in America and throughout the world, in the whole Babylon system. But in those times in ancient Israel, during the time of the Moshiach, or of Christ, in that first advent, a lot of the original Hebrew Israelites and Hebrew-speaking Jews in that time that were actually Jews were persecuted by these Roman soldiers that would come up and smack them across the cheek, take their coats, and according to the teachings of Yeshua, he's saying, well, give up your cloak as well. Why? Because once they bring you in the courthouse before the council and the judge himself, under that ancient Roman authority, you can use that against them. Like, well, so-and-so was struck across the cheek once or twice. He took my coat. I gave him my cloak as well. Making it obvious or exposing the cruel authority of that particular Roman soldier taking advantage. So it would come back on him. In parallel to today's times right here in America, excuse me, when you're arrested unjustly for minding your own business, maybe you had a couple of drinks on a Friday night, not a big deal, and some two police officers, or should I say not good police officers, but crooked police officers, sneak up behind you at the register and handcuff you and say, oh, well, you're drunk in public when you're not disturbing the peace, you're just minding your own business. They get you for possession of marijuana, etc., etc. Going after the easy catches when there's thieves and murderers out there and actual crime out there in society that needs to be stopped. Once they got you in handcuffs, man, and you can speak up for yourself and be humble about it and be like, hey, this is the situation. I don't know why, I don't know why you're doing this to me. I was doing this. But when they tell you you have the right to remain silent, you might as well bite your tongue and turn your cheek, man. I mean, once they got you, they got you. So in true humility, that will go in favor for your personal situation on your behalf when you actually go to court to deal with the situation, and hopefully, even Yah willing, get off because you played it cool. Basically, that's what Yeshua was speaking of. Slave Christianity and counterfeit Christianity likes to distort and misinterpret these obvious scriptures and these obvious teachings into a mental slave grip kind of mentality, or even blasphemy of the actual truth. So we're going to stop right there on this particular teaching, on that particular verse, and pick up in the next segment. Selah.